Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland off to 1v1 on, you guessed it, it is Taranto Coastline. In the south it is MeteorHammer, the hammer of the stars. Finally here for the German army, Deutschland, here with the 44th Reichsgrenadierdivision Hoch- und Deutschmeister rapidly moved in to deal with the British advance under the command of Noob. Here with the British 1st Armoured Division, we got Mechanized and MeteorHammer as elements of the 90th Panzergrenadierdivision has also been sent to assist. We got heavy armor, we got air and sea, and we got Australian defense there for Noob. Grenadiers for MeteorHammer, noting no additional parties again, meaning he's definitely slowing down on early capture power, but it's likely looking to compensate with more infantry, which is definitely just part of, shall I say, some of that Wehrmacht early game nowadays, just a lot of grenadiers. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and absolutely wonderful support of the Propagandacaster that keeps making all these videos possible. Dingo there, and we got heavy armor, so that could very well be a double dingo. Fast, withdrawal of the light vehicles opening here out of Noob, which basically, trades early game pressure. They just bleed out the opponent but can just repel the damage away and then just trade them out. It does mean you're kind of not really getting any experience then passing over from the early game to the mid-late game, but again, you're basically sort of banking and just getting a good early game economy, so it doesn't really matter. It's a bit risky, and you lose any of the dingoes, you're really stuffed. So, bit of action here, punies being spotted here, but the dingo, and again, we can all see this is also part of the other reason, just really good just shutting down any sort of early extensions here. So, south side here, south is moving forwards. Dingo rushing northwards, looking at the fuel point. Of course, probably realizing by now his opponent's only going for a single pioneer squad, no Kettenkrans or additional pioneers, meaning he's up against a lot more grenadiers, and that can slightly make the Dingo feel a little less happy, though it doesn't become magically useless because of that it does just, create some extra challenges. Third Grenadier squad there for MeteorHammer, need to be careful that Dingo, of course the sappers are nearby and can start repairing it. But still, map control custody there again, the double sappers, just means Noob has more capture power, and again, one pioneer squad, a lot of grenadiers, means MeteorHammer isn't quite capturing as much, but of course, this in theory gets compensated by just having a lot more infantry, that is, a lot more guys with bolt-action rifles. So those are some of the notes there worth keeping in mind here. Fuel point up north, then grabbed by the grenadiers, slowly pushing up the south side here. Definitely been something I've been noticing, there seems to be a small group of players with just going harder and harder on the grenadiers, not because the grenadiers are amazing obviously, but because you just need them more and you need them faster, so people are just more willing to skip other things to just get that slight edge you might always not be able to get here. So will MeteorHammer take up now? Possibly not, because again he's not quite been able to get as much fuel as he would like to. You might even see a 4th grenadier squad or a sniper here. We'll have to see what he goes for. He might also take up, obviously, soon enough. I mean, there's quite a few paths. So we got the recce section there ready for Noob with the scoped Lee Enfield bolt-action rifles, which, as a fun fact, was actually in some cases used by German snipers as well when they couldn't, get a bolt scope Connacht TK. 4th Grenadier squad there for MeteorHammer, because in the end, no German snipers really used the scope G43. Despite what we've now seen, I think 3 games worth of company heroes, they just didn't. Anyways, sappers are being hunted by the grenadiers. 4th Grenadier squad's a very heavy tier 1 with a lot of grenadiers. And again, feels like it's becoming emblematic just of the way, again, Wehrmacht early games are increasingly being run. You just want a lot of grenadiers. MG42's base just get hard countered by mortars. And they're also a bit sluggish, so again, people are just preferring grenadiers more and more. Plus, they have Panzerfaust, and none of the other stuff does. Grenadiers flanking around here. Nice fight there by MeteorHammer. So that's, of course, here on the retreat path of the sappers. Of course, they're grenadiers, not riflemen, so they're not going to be having a high chance of getting a white P unless he had MP40s on them, and he doesn't. Medical station here, interesting choice there. Honestly, particularly with all these grenadiers, I would actually recommend a medic bunker because they will generate a lot of casualties. But I digress. So, we got their light vehicle withdrawn refit, so he only went for 1 dingo rather than double, maybe a response to the heavy grenadier build out of MeteorHammer, and the, of course, big fit of a lot of Panzerfausts. Research completed. So, another section out for Noob. Back at his base, of course, he has taken up, he can soon go for the Humber. Sappers heading on the south here, the Schützenmine 42. which was a rather unique mine in a lot of ways. It was basically a mine, first off, well, at least at the time I think it was rather unique. It was basically a mine designed not to kill, but to maim, which was a bit of a new development, I think, in mine development. But also, number two, it was also largely made out of wood and other non-metallic materials, which made it very difficult for minesweepers to spot. There was actually something the Germans keep developing throughout the war, just mines that were just harder and harder to detect. This would, of course, backfire on them when they had to then clear out those mines in various countries, because a lot of the time they didn't mark down where those mines were. There's even like a movie about that from Denmark, where, like, you know, just German POWs are put to, like, you know, clearing out minefields by Danish troops. Anyways, Glenny's being pushed back over the Humber. So, with this, Noob, of course, going a bit more on the offensive. We got here engineered detachments. Pack 40 on the way there for MeteorHammer to help counter the Humber armored car, because even with that many grenadiers, that need to be like about 70 munitions to take one out. There, he does not have that, and crucially, he needs to then capture the Humber with them. So, that obviously presents a lot of challenges here for MeteorHammer versus the Humber. And of course, the Pack 40 has to catch up to it, but it certainly beats trying to catch you with Panzerfausts. Southside grenadiers versus the Bren section. Bit of a rare sight, I'd say, nowadays, the Bren gun. And not because it is bad, it's just a case of the Recce section being much better, due to, again, its ability to, like, just get a bonus against units in cover. Plus, it's cheaper and can fire flares. Recce section then pushed back. German troops holding up here by the western victory point. British forces, though, are trying to bash the way through. We got infantry training with the 3rd section. Of course, that's going to be a big boost there for Noop and the British Empire, the glory of the Commonwealth. Bren section is swarmed by grenadiers, simply too many for them to stop with a single light machine gun. In the game, in the actual war, that probably would have been a lot more painful for MeteorHammer. But then again, some of these grenadiers would probably also have light machine guns and submachine guns. Because in actual war, you rarely see everyone, at least, you know, in the Western armies, equipped with just one weapon. They typically, like, you know, had a mix. But enough about that. Savage charging in the Humber, supporting, pushing forward for the glory of the British Empire. It's autocannon there, hammering those bloody Germans. Pack 40 setting up here, gonna fight the Humber. There we go, great shot, might get Panzerfaust here. Yes, indeed. Oh! There we go, Panzerfaust off. Humber armored car goes up in flames. A spectacular win here for MeteorHammer. Something that then leaves Noop there quite discombobulated. And of course, he's going to get hit by an Archrad, and now he does not have an anti-tank weapon or an armored car. So he's actually in a really bad spot. He's going for another section, and I'm going to bet that's going to be cancelled for an anti-tank and to stop the Archrad, which will, by the way, get nerfed here. I believe they're increasing the overall point cost of it, rather than, you know, just make it less of a tank on wheels. I mean, it is a solution, obviously. I just don't think it's one that really fixes the fundamental issue, though. Of course, they probably still shouldn't be able to get about this fast. So obviously, something's required there, but they really shouldn't, like, be able to absorb countless anti-tank gun hits. But enough about that. We got a feeling for him on the way there. Also, quick note, there will be one more episode up with the old patch going up tomorrow, just again to have a bit more time to find some exciting matches from the new patch. So don't have to, like, rush things out too badly. Grenadiers heading north here for the Carnot TKs. Pioneers based in the south. Good map control here for MeteorHammer, who now goes for the MG42. Possibly also in response to the sheer number of infantrymen out of Noob, who actually goes for another Brent gun there. Yeah, this does have the 6-pounder gun here to cause a deal with the Archrad there, or that Sonderkraftfahrzeug 232. Was one of the first major heavy armored cars of the German army. It was actually based off a more utilitarian truck design and just converted into the heavy armored car. In fact, a lot of German early lightly armored vehicles were in fact just utility vehicles that were just, you know, had some armor plating slapped on and a gun. So that's a bit of a fun one. Sabres charging the Pioneers here, closing in with Sten guns against the Flamethrowers and the MP40s. Pioneers there will have to withdraw before they get utterly eviscerated. Yeah, that's too late here for MeteorHammer. Oh, and to add insult to injury, to rub salt into the wound, the Flamethrowers drop for the Sappers disease. That's a great hold there for Noob. Painful blow there to MeteorHammer. Bren section are met by the Indy-42. German infantry charging ahead. Archrad moving in. Noob definitely catch himself in a bit of a bad spot. If we do get the 6-pounder gun ready, but without anti-tank grenades, he's going to think strong. Oh! Spoke too soon. But yeah, cleared out the anti-tank. Oh dear, he sacrificed the Grenadier Squad by accident. I think he wasn't real what's going on there. And he's going to lose the anti-tank anyway, so that's just a Grenadier Squad that got effectively wiped there. That was basically, you know, a stroke of kind of like mixed fortune there for Noob. I mean, he's still going to have to deal with the Arc Guard. He's going to probably still wipe, but that was still like a Grenadier Squad that effectively, for all intents and purposes, got snuffed out. That's pretty good. Yeah, but he's trying to deal with it because, again, the Arc Guard can still clear it up quite quickly. No, he didn't lose a section to that at least, but yeah. Really nasty stuff here. Again, Arc Guards, very, very nasty. I mean, I do get why they're nerfing them in Mechanized. They're also nerfing Mechanized Assault, which was also very much a long time coming. I mean, Mechanized is by far the most, you know, overtuned Wehrmacht battle group. Use again the Arc Guards and Mechanized Assault. And just basically two very overperforming elements in the battle group. So getting those tuned down, I think, is very much a critical element. Meanwhile, machine coming up here again, really causing here Noob some headaches. I imagine he's going to try and turn this around later with the Crusader anti-aircraft tank, though he needs to get fuel back up north here. Otherwise, MeteorHammer is going to be running around circles here with his massive fuel advantage right now. There's almost a 3 times fuel difference here between MeteorHammer and Noob going on right now. That will be tough for Noob to, like, you know, catch up with. May not just get completely squashed beneath. So that's something he absolutely has to get to work on here. He's going to have an even worse time than he currently is. Back at base here, of course, troops reinforcing, healing. Got the German 6-pounder gun here.
New ability online.
And there you go, Crusader anti-aircraft tank ready. Of course, we'll be able to deal with the Arc Guards, we'll deal with the infantry, and even support weapons as long as it doesn't get caught in front of both anti-tank guns. So that will certainly relieve some of the pressure of Noob here against MeteorHammer. Personally, though, as a quick side note, if I'm against Wehrmacht, I'm expecting Mechanized. I typically always just push for Stuarts as fast as possible. That's just what I personally do. All the way, we got the Crusader anti-aircraft tank out there, mounting a Bofors Swedish anti-aircraft gun there on the Crusader anti-aircraft tank. The Crusader tank chassis there. Fun fact. A more fun fact is the Swedish actually made their own anti-aircraft tanks during the war, which of course featured the Bofors 40mm. It was actually used by the Axis armies as an additional fun side fact. Brand gunners there being hammered. We got the Crusader going in there. Yeah, he's gonna run into that there, getting snared up. No, he didn't. He didn't have munitions for it. Great stroke of luck there for MeteorHammer to a minor extent. Of course, there's still the fact he's got an anti-aircraft tank coming after him with a bigger gun than the armored car. And there you go, Arc Guard down. Finally a win there for Noob after a very uncomfortable, you know, series of minutes against the German army as MeteorHammer charges ahead for Deutschland. Bring up the anti-tank course to now meet the Crusader anti-aircraft tank threat. And the Hungarians, for example, would operate that tank there, that they had a slightly modified version which they call the Nimrod, which means Great Hunter. Even more fun fact is they'd actually also consider that early on a tank destroyer as well, because a 40mm anti-aircraft gun in the early parts of the war actually kind of rips apart a lot of tanks. Though obviously by 1944, not so much. They did try to keep the gravy train rolling by having, like, basically creating a little charge that can add to the front of the gun, like, you know, fire a special anti-tank round that way. But I digress. Panzer Company for MeteorHammer, of course, turning all that massive fuel he just got here against Noob and just, you know, investing that into, like, tanks. Very good there. Pax blasting, they're hoping to get that Crusader anti-aircraft tank on while this is happening. Noob continues to push northwest, though he is doing so without significant anti-tank support, but he can of course bring in the Crusader. MeteorHammer, of course, meanwhile, might want to consider bringing more infantry. Down the road, he's gone for the Sturmpanzer. After they're being hammered. Interesting enough, he did not bring up the anti-tank guns to support. He should anticipate it. That, of course, become the primary target of the Crusader anti-aircraft tank as soon as, of course, it pushes it over here. Perhaps a bit of an oversight there. MeteorHammer just wasn't like wanting to get rushed down here, but the Crusader there then. And of course, the question is, will he go for more of them? Will he just figure, you know, one is fine? Meanwhile, Sturmpanzer is almost only for MeteorHammer and the 44th Reichsgrenadier Division. Pushing forward, see there we go, coordinated push here. Bren gunners on the flanks. Recce section with artillery up north here. Grenadiers being met with the Crusader anti-aircraft tank. 6-pounder guns being brought up in the rear to support the assault as well there. Anti-tanks caught here by British Recce troops. 6-pounder guns up the Sturmpanzer fear. Really causing some havoc here. German crews are in a pickle. And there goes Sturmpanzer fear being hit by anti-tank grenades.
We have lost control of a victory point.
So that was a pretty good push here. And they can use the artillery to make it difficult for MeteorHammer to like form up a cohesive defense. And then pushing forwards. Grenadiers though taking massive amounts of damage. And suddenly MeteorHammer is struggling to maintain map control as Noob now pushes ahead here. Will he tag up though is a big question. When will he tag up? And Vesper there selected for MeteorHammer. Probably not planning. I mean, we could easily just build a Panther anytime soon anyways if we want to. And there you go, Noob with the company command post.
Territory lost.
Crusader then moving ahead. Crusader anti-aircraft tank. I don't think they ever gave that one a specific name. There we go, Glennie's been met, but there you go. Also, Bren's section there. Bit of extended on health. Retreat path there, easily to be shot at while retreating. Grenadiers bunching up in front of the Crusader anti-aircraft tank is definitely pushing the luck a bit as well there. Popping the veteran's vulnerability for increased damage, but does get double fausted and hit with an anti-tank on fire. Still, that ends up being quite costly for MeteorHammer. Almost getting 2 Grenadier squads utterly wiped out. Does get the Crusader tank though, so I suppose it does somewhat even out. Good guns for Noob. Does need some more anti-tank weapons, and we got here MeteorHammer bring up the Vesper self-propelled artillery. Get some guns in the service of Deutschland. That's certainly going to make it tougher for Noob to utilize these anti-tank guns, because as soon as they will reveal themselves, of course, they're going to start hammered by the Vesper, unless MeteorHammer, for their reasons, is asleep. There we go, Mechanized assault again going to get nerfed, so it basically just doesn't repair nearly as much, which is basically the issue. Currently, it basically allows the tank to like absorb several anti-tank gun hits, or tank hits, during a fight, which isn't exactly ideal. No, it's not a big advantage it provides. I mean, it still will repair a bit, but not enough to like really allow the tank to like absorb an insane amount of damage.
We have vehicles ready to be deployed.
So you can't also just, you know, rely on that one instead of, like, say, just having pioneers to repair your stuff, which is also how it was used sometimes for certain people. Sapset with the number 69 popping on the machine gun. Vecchi to achieved as well. Arctado moving in here. And there you go. Third guys with Bazookas anti-tank and support here. Going out the Sturmpanzer. Sturmpanzer already down to less than half health here. Of course, here is where MeteorHammer wants to be careful. And in the south, German forces probing forward. See a big infinite assault there with MeteorHammer, though he still lacks anything in more formidable than the Grenadiers. No Panzer Grenadiers, no Starstorm, no Jaegers. Nothing. As for Noob, slowly closing in on some actual tanks here. So what he goes for, of course, is going to be a big question. Grand section is housed inside that northern villa. Outside grabbing points. Bit of quiet for now. Victory points wise is small lead for MeteorHammer, but Noob has been able to, shall I say, bring down that lead somewhat. This once more building up. Grenadiers push back. Sturmpanzer there. Vesper is, I don't know, pointing in the wrong direction. That's the best way to put it. And we got recon artillery there selected for noob.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
So obviously that's going to make it further difficult for some for MeteorHammer to set up a cohesive defense with just a lot of anti-tank guns. Meanwhile, Nook could go for Crusader Sniper, might also be set up for Grants. He could go, I suppose, for Churchill tanks if he really wanted to. Certainly a few paths here that Noob could embark upon in his quest to defeat the German army. But which one of these actually is going to be picked up on, of course, the big question. Up north here, British forces moving in, 6-pounder guns, round section, Actor there, ready to get blasted. Almost got it here, really close call there for Noob. Yeah, didn't quite have it there, just fell a bit short of the full Monty. And there we go, we do get the Churchill Mark IV heavy tank or infantry tank on the way there for Noob, because the British Army didn't really operate with heavy tanks. They called them infantry tanks because the role was to support the infantry during an attack, so they were kind of slow but heavily armored, and they didn't pack the most impressive guns because they weren't really, at least initially, designed to fight enemy tanks. They were mostly designed for blowing up bunkers and such. So there's a little fun fact about British doctrine.
Initiating countdown. The enemy remains stubborn.
There you go, Vesper trying to cap the anti-tank guns. Churchill tank right around the corner. Sturmpanzer, there we go, popping mechanized assault. Vesper doing some light damage here. The 6-pounder guns up north. Grenadiers close against, exposing a weak northern front line here for Noob and quickly pushing it off. Churchill tank Nemo rolling forwards. Mines going off there, saving the Sturmpanzer. Heavily damaged again from the 6-pounder guns. Pack's been caught here. Churchill rolling forwards for the glory of the British Empire. MD forcing up, Arctic moving in. And there you go, Pack being caught by it. We got the artillery lord as well called in here. Further cementing MeteorHammer's difficulties, as he really can't just, you know, go on the defense here in this particular sector, allowing him Noob to take it with little actual resistance, as if MeteorHammer doesn't scatter like a bunch of insects just, you know, found under a rock, he's going to get flat by British artillery. And there you go, machine out and troubles the Churchill tank moving in, engaging, threatening the retreat path. Up north, though, we can see the MeteorHammer is quick to exploit that Noob is focused on the south, he's trying to extend his front line there. Though he does have to be a bit careful, like theoretically what could happen is Noob flanks up behind MeteorHammer and threatens the retreat path and you crashes them that way. Not without risks either, but it could complicate matters significantly. There we go, Glennie's caught the retreat here, Churchill tank moving forwards. Almost guarded here, Arctard moving in, absorbing fire. Pack's blasting at the Churchill tank, and up northy, head-on attack, not a flanking attack. Bit of a shame, if I might say, but not a big deal either. So what will Noob commit to next, and what will MeteorHammer do? I mean, I imagine with Churchill tanks in the field there, MeteorHammer is probably feeling a very large inclination to go for Panthers, which does make sense. Let us see. Northeast samples the Grenadiers, Sten guns versus Karnak TKs. Grenadiers unsurprisingly retreat. Particularly also there's a Churchill tank moving up, there we go. 1/3 of the squad, utterly obliterated here by the sheer power of the British Empire. In the south, the German forces moving forwards here, big formation push. You also got multiple machine guns out here for MeteorHammer, up to 2 MG42s, which is an interesting choice there. I would have gone for like just more elite infantry here. I mean, I do kind of also get why. I mean, Noob does have a fair amount of infantry too. And we get a Crusader tank there for Noob. We go for Churchill, because I suppose also try and set up for Grants, but Crusader certainly will do the trick faster. And the right hands can be quite devastating. So it will be interesting to see what exactly Noob does with this Crusader tank. Foot Guardsman fought for the Thompsons. Sturmpanzer shoots, whiffs though.
Commandant, territory sector lost.
Crucially worth noting, the Foot Guards really don't have much support against the Sturmpanzer, so here, Noob of course does make the only real choice he can, which is to withdraw, rather than get, his units pointlessly murdered. In the southeast, German forces digging in there. Mines being prepared, very good. Vesper hanging back. Also good. No, he cancels the Crusader for a Matilda tank. At this rate, he's just going to cancel that Matilda then for another Churchill tank, isn't he? I mean, nothing wrong in going for the Matilda, but I feel like you should have something that can maybe threaten enemy armor a bit more effectively than the Matilda. Not a pack find that Churchill tank here. Bit of quiet here. And we can see that though, through the more passive behavior of Noob, MeteorHammer has been given ample time to fortify his front line, which does mean it's going to be tough for him, Noob to break through here. That's a bit the danger of what Noob here did, basically. Now we got the Matilda 2 infantry tanks. That's 2 infantry tanks of notably different pedigrees and designs. Matilda pushing through in the south here, supported by the Churchill and of course the anti-tank guns. Spread them out a bit, so say not a single mine will disable both of them, which of course is quite good. And then got artillery calling as well again. Convoy to there, we go. MG42 wiped out. Harsh push here by MeteorHammer, machine in trouble. We could actually lose both MG42s here to the British. Yup, wiped. First one got destroyed. Well, he sees that one destroyed as well. He just destroys it. Noob does not want anything to do with those MG42s. You might be wondering why. Probably because looking at MeteorHammer's current force compensation, it's not like the Grenadiers are the biggest threat. He needs something special to deal with. Plus, it'd mean like spending manpower and population machine guns, and he probably just wants, things that can deal with the tanks better. And the MG42, for all its various cool elements, is not particularly suited for taking on tanks unless the entire crew decides to park themselves in front of the tank.
Our territory is exposed. We must re-establish a connection.
Churchill tank Matilda 2 moving forwards. Also, here's a fun fact about German and British tankers. They actually have one particular thing in common. They both didn't wear crash helmets, and so both British and German tank crews had a higher rate of concussion than, say, Soviet or American tank crews. Of course, Soviet tank crews had a much bigger problem, which is most of them died because the tanks were death traps. In the case of American tank crews, they typically didn't suffer too much from concussions because, they wore proper helmets. But there you go, Panther hits a mine. Down its engine. This is great for Noob. Kind of removes the, immediate oomph out of that one. We got here MeteorHammer creating an anchor position by the bottle shop here by the Western Victory Point. Or bottle maker. Flask maker. Oh, adding insult to injury here for Noob. The both of his tanks got wiped. Sap's about to get annihilated. Steel punch running forwards. Actra diving, and then of course we got Mechanized Assault. Because of course we do. There you go. Losses inflicted on Noob are quite nasty, and he's about to lose both of his anti-tank guns here to MeteorHammer, which will certainly more than undercut whatever gains he might have gained, wrecking both machine guns. He's quick to replace them. But of course, with the Panther out, it might of course be an idea to consider 17-pounder gun. Not a must, but it could be something to consider. But there you go. Panther diving in for Deutschland. With its high velocity 75mm gun, Foot Guards there catching on the flank. Sturmpanzer feet to the rescue though. Disperses the Brits. Thunder gun is almost done. And there you go. Vesper rolling forwards again. Oh, we actually lost one. Missed that, actually. Obviously, MeteorHammer does not, which is why I called in another one. Bombarding the German or British base already. That is a interesting choice. They
The ability is ready for use.
seems a bit, I don't know, knee-jerk reaction there. Ultimately doesn't achieve much, except of course just ruin the grass. Grenades hit on the Bren section, obliterating poor Jenkins. That's the concussive force just, well, does its work on him. We got 246 to 108. Noob's time to fall aggressively behind MeteorHammer in terms of victory points. He definitely needs to, you know, get a bit more active in terms of map control, a bit more aggressive. He can't really afford to, like, just keep sitting back and waiting things out versus MeteorHammer. This is in part how he kind of, like, you know, got into the current situation, you know. He definitely had successes, but then he kind of seems to just, you know, get a bit too relaxed. And now he's rapidly bleeding out victory points as MeteorHammer's got him in a bit of a aggressive hold there with a triple cap. So, Noob and the British Empire needs to do something about that soon.
The enemy has 75 points left.
Artillery shells going in the Sturmpanzers, the Bren sections. Footguards trying to flank in, instead seemingly, I think, hit a mine there. At least the northern victory point falls to the British Empire, or the northeastern one to be specific. German force in the advantage, a heavily armored push here, going for that Churchill tank here. 6-pounder guns trying to set up here. Grenades being thrown here, trying to slow down the advance of MeteorHammer. Churchill tank in deep trouble. We do get the 17-pounder gun here for Nuke. 6-pounder gun crew wiped out again. Churchill tank bounces the shot here from the Panther, and it's high velocity. 75-pounder gun there. Churchill tank bounces it again, almost as if to send a message, but luck finally runs out there for Nuke. As the Panther crew finally scores a hit, they're igniting emissions and all the T with a single shot. 17-pounder gun is right here. Matilda to the flank in here. Sappers going in. Arcguard down here. That's actually quite helpful there. Removes only one pain in the posterior here. Matilda keeps going at it. Panther's so damaged that look, one shot for the side armor could do it here. Maybe two. Pack's in trouble. 17-pounder gun being rushed in here. You can see that Noob is fearless. Panther's almost knocked out here. 17-pounder gun keeps driving around in circles there. Got the Panther. Didn't even need the 17-pounder gun in the end, but can use for the Sturmpanzer. Vesper could be knocked out in Matilda here. He keeps moving instead of stopping from the Packs. 17-pounder gun shoots directly Matilda down. There we go. Sturmpanzer down. That was a rather crazy engagement. You might even see here some of his anti-tank can cleared out. There we go. You could actually try and run off with that with his truck, but I think here Noob will and should prioritize the 17-pounder gun over a Pack 40. I can't understand why he would do it. Temptation certainly is there. More German troops moving in, trying to deny the British that anti-tank gun. Another Sturmpanzer plus an Arcguard here for MeteorHammer. Of course, he could have tried destroying out this Pack 40 with a 17-pounder gun. That certainly was what recommended. Otherwise, but there you go. Got it accrued, but could still get wiped out, then destroyed. We'll have to see. And he's at it. Ooh, Brandsack's about to get wiped out. And we got the Vesper! But it actually does more damage to the Grenadiers, it seems. Meanwhile, fresh Sturmpanzer for MeteorHammer and the 44th Reichsgrenadierdivision. North here, bit of skirmishing here. We got 229 minus 27. Nuke is still hanging on here desperately. But at least he is showing some determination here, some raw brutality. And there goes Sturmpanzer versus the 17-pounder gun here. Another great shot. They're up north here. Sabbath, a footguard pushing in here. Could mention into one here. The Arcguard there. Twin-link shot there. Doesn't do it a twin-link shot, but you know. Staggered shot. Ooh, close to getting a Grenadier squad wiped here. Besides that one Grenadier squad he did lose, I mean, MeteorHammer has been pretty good keeping his Grenadiers alive. Trying to take out that Arcguard here.
Victory point lost.
Oh, he actually withdraws the truck there for resources. Leaving the 17-pounder gun in a rather prickly position, goes for the Churchill tank instead. Bold move here by Noob, very bold, but sometimes you do need to be bold. You do need to be bold. Arctar trying to hide out here, but the British can smell it. I mean, admittedly, you're probably not going to be having too much time. Problems like detecting an armoured car in the middle of an Italian backyard that's been hit by several bazookas. That does, I think, have a bit of a unique odour. Churchill tank almost done. Arctar there diving about. Crew looking to get out of there, panicking. Fritz, we need to get out of here. Also, while repairing the armoured car really fast on the move. Unfortunately, that does ultimately drive them straight into the arms here of the Churchill tank, or in this case, its massive jaw and more. The southeast 17-pounder again, the Sturmpans almost got the Arctar smoke deployed here. Sturmpans are getting smashed here by the 17-pounder crew as they loud in another impressive armor piercing round. There we go, almost got it. They got this, but they're engaging the 17-pounder crew there. Churchill tank on the move here. They got 19 versus 205. Churchill tank rushing straight at it. Another great shot there. Pack's about to get wiped. Churchill tank has moved to knocked out.
One of our anti-tank guns has been silenced.
Oh dear. And down it goes. Oh dear. The inhumanity. Pioneers narrowly get out of the way there of the assault troops as Nuke pushes for that southern victory point, storming it with all the tea and fervour in the British Empire can master. Pack destroyed there. MeteorHammer does not want to risk anything falling to the hands of Nuke at this point. Nuke is narrowly holding on against MeteorHammer's got a much larger force, he's got a much bigger victory point lead here. But Nuke keeps fighting here. He refuses to give up. He refuses to let the king down. Got the southern victory point. And a Crusader tank there for Nuke. Mines down.
We are down to 200 points.
Northwestern victory point being seized here. He's just rushing a Crusader tank. Like, he needs a tank that's, like, you know, not a massive target and really, really slow. He just needs something fast and get across here all the maps. We got a triple cap here in a few moments from Noob against MeteorHammer. Again, he's got really little room for error. Like, one triple cap and he's gone. Like, he loses 2 points. He's got very little time to, like, you know, get them back in for losers. So, very little room for error. He has to, like, play this super tight now. He's about to lose the 17-pounder gun crew there. And down they go. I mean, he could consider calling in a truck just to, like, start crewing that. Maybe reinforce it, turn about again. We'll have to see if he does that. And there you go. Of course, MeteorHammer gets to work there, wrecking that massive threat to his tanks. Sappers rushing there to recruit it. Foot guards on the assault here. Thompson's blazing into the ranks of German grenadiers. And there you go, recruit it. Immediately start slamming that 17-pounder gun. Like an unpopular Twitter post or X post. Troops reinforcing healing here. Straight into mine. The grenadiers are routed down to just poor Friedrich. Arctar fixed up as the pioneers are hard at work here. The fighting remains in the 17-pounder gun crew once more gets evaporated. He really should do something to, like, get it mobilized, because otherwise it's just going to be like an easy target for the 17-pounder gun. Well, not for the 17-pounder gun, but the Vesper crew. 122 versus 9. Everything's hanging the balance here. MeteorHammer still has a larger force here. Still think should have gone for, like, some Starstorm, honestly. I feel like that would help him in several critical cases here versus Nuke. 17-pounder crew again and scoring another hit on the Sturmpanzer there.
We have 100 points left.
More Crusader tanks, 100 points left here for MeteorHammer. He is holding on as well. Another great hit from the 17-pounder gun. Arctar getting slammed. Almost had it there. Almost had it. Sturmpanzer had it again. From the 17-pounder gun. MeteorHammer is both getting a bit bold, but also a bit tunnel vision. I mean, he could be focusing up the north side of the map, but he's constantly focusing on the south side here. Which makes it easier for Noob with his smaller force, note here again, to defend against the larger force of MeteorHammer. Crusaders now going in hard. Arctic going for the northern point. Brent section have to hold the line there. Pack being rushed in. Recon artillery in the south here. Glenelly is caught, but the two Crusader tanks are quickly sent packing. Arctic in trouble. We got Mechanized assault again. One Grenadier's got wiped. MeteorHammer finally suffering a wipe. They might even suffer another. Yes! 2 wipes. Huge blow here for MeteorHammer, particularly at this stage. Like, he's always struggling for manpower. Like, replacing, like, Grenadier squads like that will be tough. Never mind the Pioneers. This is completely falling apart for MeteorHammer. Noob has maybe just managed to weather the storm. Turn the tide. Raise the Union Jack. Have himself a nice, scalding, hot cup of tea. Another section for Noob. Storm punts being set upon by the Crusader tanks. Another section for Noob. After they're going for Northern Point again, he's doing everything he can to try and buy more time. He's down to 35 versus 9. Crusaders going for it again. Smoke deployed here. Down to just 1 man. Artillery fire as well here. Crusaders going to move. You can't really hide it easily though here because there's not a lot of places here can hide. Like, you know, it's very much like that one Monty Python sketch about how to hide. And the problem is, when you're an armored car in a single cloud of smoke, it's pretty obvious where you are. Oh, foot guards. Well, reduce it just a feet. The irony. Then he is in trouble. 8 points left versus 9. Sturmpanzer's about to go up in flames. And there you go, GG, game over. A victory for the British Empire. Loss for the German army. An absolutely brutal turnaround here from Noob. MeteorHammer definitely, I think, made some mistakes. And partly tunnel vision in the south. He could have gone for more infantry, particularly more elite infantry when he had the opportunity. And some of the mistakes, meanwhile, Noob just put in an absolutely ferocious defense there. So there you go. Hope you got this match. You learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is Imperial Lynch, and cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.